Can the Boks still win the World Cup from here?
Hendrik, yeah, we can still. I mean, in 2019, did you think we can win the World Cup when we lost against New Zealand? And obviously you have to. We're in this competition to win it, and everybody's in this competition to win it.
How's it going, guys? And welcome back to yet another episode of Couch Coach Sports. I'm your boy Bjorn as always, and with me is my co-manager Dean. Dean, what's up, brother? How are you doing?
Always good, my G. Always good to see you. Not in a good mood. But
I'm assuming after last night's close Springboks loss, is that what you're talking about?
exactly, bro.
Got a few big key talking points to get into. Obviously, let's get straight into it. Goal kicking. What's your thoughts?
Bro, it's just so disappointing, man. Like, that's the win, bro. It's 11 points that they left out there. You know what I mean? Between the two of them, Faf and Mani. And you know, like, Mani's playing so well, bro. It's just like an unnecessary thing, and you don't want to be losing games because of it, because of this. We spoke about this, bro. We spoke about the risk.
We've been talking about this exactly.
And all the risks we spoke about have basically just like come into fruition in the game. Bro, it's just for the phase of the game we dominated and everything was going well. All the game plan is working perfectly, but we're not putting the points on the board. It's borderline unacceptable, bro. Exactly.
It's a major concern. It's a major concern for the Springboks going forward in this competition. Because also, if you consider that Faf's not a recognised kicker, you can't really blame him for the kicking. Mani is the one that's like being given this responsibility to kick, so it's on him. Damien's another one has not shown that he can kick Faf either. So I'm expecting to see Andre Pollard get the 10 jumper for the Tonga game.
It's a pretty obvious decision, you know. It's are we gaining that much from having Mani on the field as to what we would be if Andre was on the field? You know, we as fans, we're very quick to forget like what kind of player Andre is. And bro, he's just as dangerous as Mani, if not when he has his moments, better in some situations. And you're looking at the main obvious thing is he's a goal kicker, bro. He's a high percentage goal kicker that wins games. He's proven it over and over again. He has a World Cup medal at home, and we're in a situation where we need him, bro. We need him there. Simple as that.
There's no other way than just to say it. Like, the goal kicking has been shit so far. It's like been shocking.
Yeah, bro.
We failed to convert these opportunities, and when it comes to the knockout stages, these are opportunities you can't afford to drop. The way we played against Ireland yesterday was knockout stage rugby. When it comes to the quarterfinals, semi-finals, you lose those points, you lose the game, you're out. It's game over. I mean, the Springboks can't take a performance like that in the knockout stages and expect to go through. So I think that's clear. We can see that Andre Pollard's been brought in for a reason. Replacing a hooker, Malcolm Marx, not replacing a like for like, shows that Jock Nienaber and them have been thinking the same as us, and I think they've been taking the goal kicking definitely as a big concern going into the knockout stages.
Yeah, for sure, and it is a big concern, bro. It's people talk about it because it's just so obvious, you know. And like I said yesterday, we're very lucky. It's a group game that we lost like that. You know, and the mood is a lot better than it would be if it was a knockout stage. But as you said, bro, one more game, after that we're in the knockout stages, and there's no room for error anymore.
Yes, it's pretty much looking forward to France now. We're busy watching the Tonga-Scotland game, actually, as we talk. I can't see much from the Tonga team that will stop South Africa. I can't see them really beating or giving South Africa too much of a threat, especially if we play our top side. Yesterday, people can argue it was the final, the two best teams in the world going head to head, and they both put on an excellent performance. If South Africa play the way they do against other teams, and if we take opportunities in front of goal, I see us beating everybody. So, yes, a disappointing loss for the Springboks, but not doom and gloom. It's not over. We can still do it. We saw in 2019, we did it with the All Blacks, losing to the All Blacks in the opening game. Ended up, taking the tournament home. So, I can see a similar situation for the Springboks this campaign.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's also based on the performance, bro. If we look back, take out the kicks and the score out of the equation, we played a pretty dominant game, bro. Our game plan, we stuck to it. We dominated the set piece, which we shall talk about later. but overall a very good game from the Springboks. I think that's why the mood behind it is a lot more relaxed than it would have been if we had a bad performance and had got thumped. You know what I mean?
No, I agree with you. And I think one thing to take into consideration as well, I know they've been talking about DuPont being injured, but South Africa coming into the tournament had quite a big injury with not being there, and now with Malcolm Marx being out as well. I think losing those two key leadership figures as well in the team is going to actually be a huge loss for the Springboks. I think Marx's physicality, we saw Bongi is obviously a more than capable hooker to come in and replace him, but we saw a lack of physicality in some areas in the game with Malcolm not being there. We also saw him that the effect he has at the breakdown, we lost that during the match as well. So a good start also by the Springboks. I just think we failed to take our chances in the first half.
Yeah, for sure. I think our goal zone conversion in the first half was pretty dead average, bro. I think there were a few opportunities we had to score where we maybe force a small pass or we're not making the correct decisions. You know, that's again, we're lucky it's a pool game, and that's something that we can work on. You know, but yeah, you if you look at the game and you look at the opportunities and you think we could have done a bit more maybe in certain situations. And again on the hooker situation, you see in the second half when Dion was at hooker throwing in the line out, we got a penalty and went for the 5 meter, and he threw he threw a skew ball into the line out. Bro, that's such a silly
basic
mistake
error
to have, bro. Yeah, it's just, and it's not a fact of like can he throw into a line out. It's just the moment and the exact that exact moment in the game. The pressure might just be a little bit tough for someone who isn't really used to throwing into the line out in the club game. Now putting him at the World Cup stage, it's difficult, you know. But we don't really have another option.
Exactly. All his preparation probably prior to the World Cup would have been done in the loose forward position. So coming in now and having to throw into the lineouts, it was quite of a weird call as well when Marco van Staden was on the field with him. Because Marco, I saw, has been practicing his lineout throws, and I've been hearing quite good things regarding Marco's lineout throws. And we saw him do it against Romania. I'm sure we saw a few lineout throws from him against Romania. So quite an odd call to have Dion doing the lineout throws, especially with Marco on the field. But like you say, there's quite a few positives from the game. I thought our defense was really good. I thought our centre pairing, Damien and Jesse, did excellent. I thought Damien Willems was arguably my player of the match. You could see he was getting a bit frazzled at the end there, but I thought he was excellent under the high ball. I thought he was good defensively. Also, his 1v1 tackle percentage must be very good. His success rate there. So I think also set piece dominance was very high. So I think defensively and set pieces is something the Booker can take away from this game and be very happy about.
Yeah, for sure. I was very impressed with Damien. And you talk about him getting a bit frazzled at the end. I liked his attitude though in that situation. Like he looked very hungry and is playing with a lot of confidence. And I like that in terms of like moving on to the knockout stages where we might be in a situation where we behind in those last few minutes. And you want a dangerous player like that to like constantly ask for the ball and be wanting to move forward and do something, you know. So I really enjoyed the way he played, and also we spoke about number 15 being that position, that bogey position in the Springboks for a couple of years now with Willie. And I'm happy to see that Damien has completely made that position his own, you know. And again, with that situation of the lineout, what I not like is like we're almost in a situation now on the field where the captain looks at the posts, says this is a kickable opportunity, but our kicker is not going to kick this over. So let's go for the lineout. But in the back of his head, he's thinking, my lineout thrower is inexperienced. You know, like it puts Sia, or at that time, I think Dion was actually captaining. I think at that time on the field, it's like it's a bit of a shit situation to have. Yeah, shit situation to have in these tight games, you know. Yeah. But it's better that we have it now in a group stage because now we know what we have to prep for, you know.
I worry for Mani. I really do. I think that especially with the goal kicking, I think it's such a valuable asset and such a valuable part. We've seen it throughout history in World Cups that goal kicking, so many times your goal kickers win you matches. And unfortunately, Mani at this moment cannot be trusted. I thought he missed two quite easy kicks.
Oh, for sure.
I think very, very kickable kicks, as we would say. So I think going forward, I worry for him. I think Pollard's going to come in against Tonga. Tonga is not the most difficult opposition as well, so he's going to have quite a comfortable game running the back line. Kicking is probably going to be quite comfortable for him as well, get a few opportunities.
Yeah.
So who knows? I think knockout stages we might see a bit of a revamp in the side. Who knows what it could look like? But I fear for Mani.
Yeah, but you know what? At the same time, over the last few years, we've always gone into the games with two fly halves. One on the bench for a little bit more handling and footwork in terms of Alton Yankees has been through the years. I don't see a problem with having Andre start and Mani on the bench. If Andre is having a bad game, struggling, it wouldn't be wonderful to have a replacement in Mani Lobok. I
Do
don't
you
see a
think
problem.
Jock's going to sway from the 7-1 split though? We saw it this weekend. I don't think it was too effective, so maybe we will see more backline players. I thought we were limited a bit. I thought with just Reinach on the backline, on the bench, we didn't really have any other options for the backline that could really like rejuvenate our side or bring something new that we were lacking, like that super sub.
Exactly. I think Jacques would have been in such a better position had he put somebody on the bench like Andre, who he knew, okay, this guy's goal kicking is solid. After Mani maybe missed one kick, okay, let's take Mani off, bring on Andre. Andre's kicking solid. I think he definitely missed that option on the bench. Or something like that, Kobus Reinach, like we said, can play in different positions, but you're not really going to throw him into a big game like that unless there's an injury, And again,
or sway him onto a fullback or something like that. It's unnecessary, like you say.
Yeah. And in the game, the 7-1 split wasn't really too effective, I felt like, okay, maybe a possible reason was that Eben, they didn't want to give him too many minutes. But in the same situation, I don't think that a double lock change was very necessary. Franco Mostert has got an engine, bro. He can play a full game easily. And he can play flank.
Without a doubt.
Just as well. So if, let's say, Peter Steff is feeling a bit under the weather or something, put Franco at flank and bring on RG, So I think the 7-1 split, yes, it worked against New Zealand, but you have to remember Malcolm Marx was there. It's shuffled quite a bit now, So
there's has to be new team selections.
Exactly. I think 6-2 will probably be what we'll be doing moving forward. It's a smart idea. With one versatile back and Mani Lobok on the bench, Andre Pollard starting. For me, I think that's a pretty obvious choice right now, bro.
I agree with you. I think we'll have small little changes for the Tongan game. We'll probably see a few more guys get an opportunity to play, get a few minutes under their belt. But all in all, I think the Bokke fans and the Bokke in general, I think they can be quite pleased with that performance we saw yesterday against Ireland. Number 1 team in the world, now a 16-win game winning streak. So I think they're obviously a quality side. Losing it the way we did is very, very unlucky. I think we'll be disappointed, but I think there's a lot to look forward to. Obviously, the goal kicking is a big concern that needs to be addressed, in my opinion. I think if we can address that, if we addressed that before the Ireland game, or if Mani or someone was able to step up, we would have won that game. So I think that's going to be a big concern for Ninob and them moving forward. But all in all, I'm very pleased with the Bokke performance. I think there's definitely something there. I see us with that type of performance beating the French and New Zealand. So who knows, maybe we meet Ireland in the final.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely a possibility, and I agree with what you say about the Bokke really played well. I think that's why the mood around it isn't so negative. I think you can see it in Jacques and Sia's interviews afterwards. There's somewhat of an okay vibe in the camp and around the team, because like you said, the performance was pretty good. We can't deny it. It's just if you think of having Andre Pollard there with let's say a 90% kicking record, we win that game. So it is what it is. Our mistakes led to our loss, but better that way. Better our small mistakes lead to our loss rather than another team running us ragged.
Yeah, this is the perfect learning opportunity now as well.
Exactly.
Figure out those little niggles, sort them out before the knockout stages. Knockout stages, you're 100% flying. You know what to do.
Exactly.
One final thing, I'm not the biggest fan of blaming the referee, but what's your call on Ben O'Keefe? What do you think of his performance in the game? That last call, obviously, he looked a bit, what do you call it, gun hungry, or he blew his whistle very fast. He looked a bit nervous there at the end.
Yeah, I think that was the only call in the game that I thought was very questionable. I thought he ref pretty well, and it was actually you could say an easy game for him to ref because the discipline from both teams was very good.
Yes.
No yellow cards, no red cards. So
And it was a feisty encounter, and like you say, no yellow or red. So I think a very, very good game for him.
Exactly, a good game for him to ref. And at the end of the day, there wasn't a point in the game when I thought this guy's not reffing well. I think both sides felt pretty even about that one. I thought Ben O'Keefe was pretty good. Maybe the last one, we chased in the game. More goes down. Your first reaction is always it's taken in by the attacking team, scrum defending team.
Turnover ball.
I think he blew before he saw the available ball. So it is what it is. I mean, we shouldn't have been in such an.
Agreed.
We shouldn't have been in such a situation anyway. And the penalties that we did need, we gave to us, and we just missed kicking them. You know.
We failed on a few opportunities, but like we said, I think there's a lot of positives to take from the match, especially set piece dominance. We've seen the Bokke probably have the best set piece of the last 18 months. Also the defense. I think we don't leak tries easy. Letting one go against the Irish is not the end of the world. Looking forward to Tonga. So I think Bokke fans, still, we got a lot to look forward to, guys. It's not over. It's not over.
Definitely not, brother. Definitely not.
And thanks for joining us for yet another episode of Couch Coach Sports. Obviously disappointed with the Bokke loss, but looking forward to the next game, Tonga. Back your boys, support your boys, follow us, share, like, subscribe, all those good things. We'll see you on the next one. Cheers, boys.
Cheers, guys.